Life sucks. It's Monday. Really can't be arsed with the week ahead. That's okay. Pritchard's here to soothe your need. Chris Pritchard, Cycling News Show.
Still working on jingles. I wonder if I could make a jingle out of that.
CP, 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 CN. CP, 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 CN.
Without further ado, let's get straight into the news, and first story is over the weekend. Chris Froome was involved in a very serious accident. Over on his Instagram, he posted this picture with the following caption. Stupidly cut my thumb with a kitchen knife and had to have surgery to put the tendon back together last night. Stuck giving a thumbs up for a couple of weeks. Thumbs up emoji, crying, laughing emoji. This is not my year. Monkey eyes covered up more emoji. Can't wait for 2020. Fingers crossed emoji. And of course, back out they came. This is one of my favourite parts of following Chris Froome in any form of news, because as soon as he does anything, they come out to play.
Why does Froome look more injured here than he did when he crashed into a wall?
Team Ineos said that this is not really going to put back his recovery in terms of his injuries that he sustained at the Criterium de Dauphiné, but you can't help thinking that that's taking energy away from healing everything else to fix that tendon. Oh, he might not get full movement back in his thumb though, but I think he'll be all right. I think you can still ride a bike with a limited range of motion in your thumb, so it should be all right. Get well soon, Froome. Talking to riders making recoveries, Wout van Aert posted on Strava that he's had his first ride back out on a bike since his big crash at the Tour de France. He titled this ride, guess what? Smiley face emoji. He covered 7.49 kilometres at a moving time of 16 minutes and 10 seconds and an elevation gain of 14 metres. As a professional cyclist and a competitor, Wout van Aert will be frustrated the fact that he can only cover this amount of distance and is doing so on an e-bike, but it's quality that he can actually get out there and ride and start that rehabilitation process and just keep his legs going through the motions of cycling, albeit on an e-bike. It's nice to see him back on the bike because that crash looked nasty at the Tour de France. And like he said in previous interviews, that could have been the end of his career. So the fact that he's even out on a bike now, albeit an e-bike, is great news for everybody who wants Wout van Aert back in the pro peloton. Talking about Strava and going from one extreme to the other, did you see the ride that Egan Bernal posted up on his Strava over the weekend? Here you can see on his Strava he posted an out and back ride from Kia all the way up to Tunya and then back again. Crazy stats. So look at these stats here. Distance 236.55 kilometers, a moving time of 6 hours and 23 minutes, and an elevation gain of 6,615 meters. I don't think I've achieved any of that kind of level of stats in a whole year of riding, let alone in one ride. But it's clear that Egan Bernal has learnt his lesson from G last year. He's staying on the bike, he's staying focused on training, and is refusing to milk his victory, shall we say. Last week we confirmed that Egan Bernal would be coming over to Yorkshire to race the World Championships, but there are a couple of rumours, however, saying that he potentially might give up his spot to give it to somebody else who's more suited to that course in the Colombian team, so we'll have to wait and find out about that. Hopefully we'll see him over in Yorkshire. I'd love to see him on the roads course, that'd be great. Whether he's going to do anything or not, probably not, but he's still got a few races to finish off his season. And talking about Worlds, did you see my live stream on Sunday? The Yorkshire course, the Harrogate Loop, has dropped on Zwift. Yeah, so today, this stream right now is it's literally just a lap of the course. There's a couple more videos I want to make on this. But at the minute, I literally just want to get through it, see what it's like, give you my opinion, and for anybody who can't get on and ride it, show you what the course is like. So the official 2019 UCI World Harrogate Circuit consists of 13.8 kilometres, an elevation gain of 245 metres. Within that, there are 6 different routes you can take on this, ranging from the shortest, which is 5.7, that's the Queen's Highway, all the way up to the Royal Pump Room 8, which is 27.5 kilometres. With this course, I'm so excited to see some races take place because ultimately Zwift favours smaller riders who are thinner, better CDA, better power to weight ratio. But on this course, that's not really going to play into the smaller riders' hands because there's a little bit of undulation, but not huge amounts of climbing. And with this Harrogate course, what I think you're going to see is races similar to what you see in Richmond, because Richmond an absolute cult classic amongst old school Zwifters. And the way races play out there is just brilliant. It kind of all stays together up until those short climbs. And because the climbs are short and steep, it allows somebody like me, who has a little more power than a lighter rider, to be able to get up them and get over them and be able to potentially stay with those riders who, if we were on the Epic KOM or Alpe d'Huez Zwift, I wouldn't be able to stay with those guys. So to have a course like Yorkshire is going to make for some, well, for me personally, it's going to make for some good racing. So hopefully you'll be able to catch one of my streams on the Harrogate course soon. But as ever, let me pass it off to you. Have you ridden this new course? Does indoor cycling not interest you in the slightest? Have you jumped on the bandwagon yet? Where are we at in terms of indoor cycling? Do we like it? Do we loathe it? Or do we just not even get involved in it at all? Let me know down below. All right, let's move on to racing news. And when I first saw this picture over the weekend, I was like, that's staged. That's definitely photoshopped or been staged. But it hadn't. Check it out. That's Caleb Ewan taking victory in the Brussels Cycle Classic. Caleb Ewan took the victory from Pascal Ackermann. Third position was Jasper Philipsen. Davide Ballerini was fourth, Jasper Stuyven fifth, and Arnaud Demar was sixth. One of the closest races I've seen. And do you know what? It is probably one of the best pictures I've ever seen. The only thing that makes this picture slightly better is the fact that it was in the olden days. That's it. It's got a classic retro feel to it. But in 40 years time, 50 years time, people will be looking back at Caleb Ewan's win there and saying that is the greatest photo of all time. Amazing. Okay, so let's move on to some racing news now, and first the Bowls Ladies Tour. And remember, Ellen van Dijk crashed in the prologue. Yeah, she crashed over the weekend again and suffered fractures to her pelvis, both front and rear. She took to Twitter to tweet this out to her fans. Lucky in my second crash of the week. Will stay in hospital for a couple of days where they will do surgery later this week on my humerus. Not so humorous. Anyway. 6 weeks no walking because of fractures in the pelvis, front and rear. Hashtag willen stappen. Hashtag voel ook pieken, daar stoppen staan. Nailed it. And from the agony on stage 4 of Ellen van Dijk's crash to the victory celebrations on stage 5 of Chiara Consonni. Consonni managed to outsprint Lorena Wiebes. Now the bonus seconds from that sprint helped Lorena Wiebes into second position overall in GC, but it's Christine Majerus who takes overall general classification, Wiebes in second position and Lisa Klein in third position. And last but not least is Tour of Britain time here in the UK. Stage 1 saw Dylan Groenewegen take victory, and yesterday in stage 2, what an absolute ballsy effort from Alex Dowsett. It's such a shame that he couldn't finish it off. I would have loved to have seen him take that stage. But he attacked with around 2k to go, and when a time trialer attacks, you know it's going to be on. And it was Matthew Trentin who stole the victory from Dowsett. He will be fuming at that. He was so close to getting that victory. Hopefully we might see him take the victory in the time trial, but he would have loved to have taken that road stage yesterday. Stage 3 is from Berwick upon Tweed, and it goes all the way down to Newcastle, which is about 2 hours away from here. In fact, shall we go up there now?
Welcome to the CPCN show from Newcastle, the best city in England.
Apart from Sheffield. Transition. Ooh, biker, 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 grow. Hello everybody and welcome to Newcastle. It's amazing out here, and I filmed some high quality content for you guys. However, I have screwed up because I'm currently editing the video on borrowed time. I do not have my charger up here for my laptop, and this laptop uses batteries like my wife uses batteries, and I'm not at home. Alright? So, instead of bringing you high quality Tour of Britain content, we'll do it tomorrow instead. However, we have got a great interview with Andy Tennant. Here's just a little snippet.
Being a dad and giving birth seems easy because we've been to antenatal and you just got to rotate to dilate basically. I think the woman was a bit insane. She's had 8 children, so yeah.
So they literally just fall out of her now then?
I'm not going to comment on that.
So all that happened really was Dylan Groenewegen took victory in stage 3 of the Tour of Britain, and me and Tim had a discussion. Tim said he was going to win. I said he wasn't, because when we got there at the end, like 500 metres to go, it was a good like 10% gradient, and he just flew up it. He absolutely flew up it. However, Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that button of subscription. Make sure you hit that button of notifications. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. Make sure you leave some comments down below, and I'll be back tomorrow with a high quality, beautifully edited version of stage 4 of the Tour of Britain. Well, at least from the start, because I'm not going to the finish, because got to edit a video, Anna. Until tomorrow.